Okay. So, thanks everyone for being here. We're here this afternoon to celebrate the reopening of the Atchafalaya River and the success of the specialty-built dredge Arrowlight that is now operating in the Atchafalaya River Bar Channel, except for right now it's out here. At this time, I'd like to call up Mayor Lee Dragna, Mayor of Morgan City, to give us a quick welcome.
She didn't tell me I was coming up here, but so with this dredge here, what you see, I was actually on the Port Commission whenever this was commissioned, right, and being built. And we went through a lot of heartache and headache and fighting about it, but this is the result. You know, this is the result, and it works. You know, I'll be the first to admit I didn't think it was going to work on the platform it was on, but they proved me wrong. And this is a great thing for the city of Morgan City, for the city of Berwick, for the Atchafalaya River, for the Corps Engineers, for the Port of Morgan City, because this vessel works. It's actually making a channel, and it's making a channel at a fraction of the cost that other dredges do. So I just want to say thank you to Bryce, to those guys, because they did it. They did what was undoable. So that goes to show that there's a lot more things we can get done as long as we all working together. So I want to thank y'all all for coming, and I'll turn it back over to Cindy.
We did pretty good for not being prepared, right? Next, I'd like to ask Mayor Duval Arthur, Mayor of the town of Berwick, to lead the group in a prayer.
Before I do that, I'd like to echo some of Lee's remarks. We want to welcome y'all to Berwick as well as Morgan City. I just want to warn you, if Mac tries to tell you certain bars to go to, don't listen to him, okay? He will get you in trouble. So if he gives you some advice about, oh, this is a good watering hole out there, think twice, okay? Anyway, he's bad about that. All right, if you would, bow your head and offer a word of prayer. Dear Lord, I come before you today to offer our thanks for watching over us as the future of the Atchafalaya River lay in jeopardy. I thought of the scripture of Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you, plans not to harm you, but plans to give you hope and future. We can rejoice in your words, Father God, and thank you for these incredible blessings. And please continue to watch over us and give us spiritual guidance each and every day. These things we ask in your name. Amen.
Thank you, Duval. Next, I'd like to ask our Port of Morgan City Commission President to lead the group in a pledge, Mr. Joe Kane.
Thank you, Cindy. Thank you very much. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with justice for all. Thank you. Please be seated. I'd like to say one thing. I had an experience during the course of this construction of this vessel. I got on an airplane and flew to Houston. It's about an hour and 15 minutes. And a fellow sat down beside me, and he was in the dredging business, been in the dredging business for 40 years. And he found out I was on the Port Commission, and he said, Joe, that project that y'all got going on there, it's not going to work. And the pump is above the water line. It's not going to work. And he spent an hour and 15 minutes. He had me captured there, and and was telling me it's not going to work. And I kept saying, we're going to make it work. We've got the will to make it work. We've got the Corps working with us. We've got Bryce working with us. We've got the citizens working with us, and we're going to make it work. And the next time I see him, I'm going to say, well, and he's going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Thank you.
So now Mr. Mac Wade, Port of Morgan City Executive Director, would like to introduce some of our special guests. You're all special today, but he can't call all of your names out, but he will recognize a few.
Once again, like everybody else, thank y'all very much for being here today. It is a great pleasure standing up here today, and this day is finally a reality. First of all, we would like to thank the U.S. Maritime Administration. We have Fred Jones with us. We have Wade Moorfield with us, related to me. Bruce Lambert is here also. From the Corps of Engineers, we have Colonel Steve Murphy. We have Pat Hempel out of the Vicksburg District. We have Mark Wingate, Deputy District Engineer in New Orleans. We have Mayo Broussard, and we have Tim Cannell, Operations Manager for the New Orleans District. Also, we have Louisiana Department of Transportation, and this group has been very important to the Port of Morgan City for the improvements we've made, for our future and everything. We have Renee Laparelli with Multimodal. We have Molly Bogman with DOTD. We have Randall Withers. We have Matthew Maltz with DOTD. We have Stacy Neal representing Secretary Don Pearson with LED. We have representing Brett Island. We have Laura Meadows here out of Brett's office. On the Port Commission, you just heard from Joe Kane, our president. We got Stephen Coynes, our secretary. Peter Orlando is our vice president. And we have one of our former members here, Tim Matthews. From Senator Kennedy's office, we have Jay Vignair. From Congressman Higgins' office, we have Tyrone Glover. And we have many officials. We have several officials from Morgan City, Berwick, and St. Mary. Let's see, I think that is all of them, huh? That's it, okay. All right, and thank everybody again, and thank all the officials that came out today to have this celebration with us. Thank y'all. Okay, and just a few comments. 2014, we had a successful import-export business going on here. We were dealing with Land O'Lakes. In early 2015, all that changed due to the prior dredging strategy and budget constraints. We knew we had to do something different, and that's where we knew we had to make a change. We could not continue to dredge the bar channel like we've been doing because of the excessive cost. The fluff was an easy material to dredge back then, but working with the Corps, we implemented a new concept. In 2016, we did a demo with a demonstration with the Newport dredge, and it was agitation only, and the results showed it was successful. A test was done many years before that, which of course said it was successful. So we started doing some homework, and that's where Bryce Civil Constructors came in to the game after Industry Day. They said they'd step up to the plate and build a platform that would be able to handle this material. Halimar Shipyard right here in Morgan City is the one that converted the vessel you see out there to our agitation dredge, the John E. Graham. And today we're able to celebrate the innovation dredging technique that allows commerce to return to the Port of Morgan City, which we've been waiting a long time. With that, I'll close. Turn it back to Cindy.
Okay, so now I'd like to call Mr. John McVeigh with Bryce Civil Constructors to say a few words.
Volume check. How's that working? All right. I always get nervous about that part.
You might need to get a little closer.
Closer. Good. Still? Okay. Now I'm close enough. All right, guys. So thanks. I'm really honored to be here. It's really not about me or about Bryce. It's about everyone else who helped contribute to this. So the Port of Morgan City, the Corps of Engineers, Halamar Shipyard, everybody, Roger Bodian, Barry Graham with Graham Oilfield Services, together we made this work. We couldn't have done it on our own. And that's the hard part, is that each person, the Port of Morgan City, or any one of those entities couldn't have pulled this off without us all coming together. It really is part of our business strategy to do it that way. Behind the scenes at Bryce, we have people who are supporting, in Morgan City, supporting various projects in Morgan City, the dredge, but also across the nation. So people like Josh Mathern, who's our port captain, he's the one who keeps it running 24 hours 7. Cameron is the guy who really has taken this from being uptime 70% to upwards of 80 or 90%. And then we've got all the others: Christy, Lindsay, Tiffany, Ricky. They're ones who support us in a great big way. And that way, hopefully, turns out to be an open channel from here on into the future. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. I appreciate the opportunity to stand among people who are committed to the same things, and that aligned commitment really makes us set for the future. So thank you.
Next, Colonel Stephen Murphy with New Orleans District Army Corps of Engineers.
All right, good afternoon. Mayors, our congressional delegation, all you guys. I'll keep my remarks brief. My dad once told me nothing worth doing is easy. And we heard in the brief today that this was not easy. If you watch Netflix, and most people under 40 seem to watch Netflix, but there's a great video on SpaceX, and it talks about Elon Musk invested to do what he did. He got $1 billion, I can't remember how many billions of dollars he won with NASA, because he's got the contract to put the U.S. space program, put astronauts back in space. But how did he get there? If you watch the video, you'll see he launched rockets, they crashed. They actually crashed on barges built right here in Morgan City. I didn't realize that until I talked to the mayor. But if you watch it, it's fascinating, and to me it's analogous to what Bryce went through. Bryce, the Corps of Engineers, Mac, and the team. Because you talk about trying and failing, you heard a little bit of that. If you would have asked me 2 years ago if we'd be here today, I would be like, I don't know. But just like Elon Musk, he launched a rocket, it blew up mid-flight. Launched a rocket, blew up a little bit further. And then he had to figure out how to land them on the barges, and they crash and blow up. But he kept going. And to me, it was not easy to get here. Can't say enough good things about Bryce and their persistence to get us here. But I do think that this provides a future for the value to the nation that this ship and the partnership that exists right now brings to the state and this area. So it's an honor to be here as a Corps of Engineers. Congratulations. Thanks for letting me come.
Thank you, Colonel. Next, I'd like to call up Ms. Renee Laparolari, who's the Commissioner for the Office of Multimodal Commerce.
Thank you, and I bring you greetings from Governor John Bell Edwards and DOTD Secretary Dr. Sean Wilson. And I really want to take this time to acknowledge our federal and local and private partners for making today possible. Whether it was through funding, letters to Colonel Murphy's commanders, debates in Berwick, or the power of prayer. Every bit of lifting mattered. I'm honored to be here. Thank you and congratulations to everybody.
Thank you. And finally, Mrs. Stacy Neal with, I'd like to call Stacy up. She is representing Louisiana Economic Development, Secretary Don Pearson.
along with everybody else, I'll be brief. I'm here representing Department of Economic Development and Secretary Diane Pearson. It's a good day here. For us, it's all about bringing industry and expanding what you have here. I think this is a key to this. And our port folks who work these port projects were very excited and very sad to have missed today. But on behalf of all of them, congratulations to Morgan City and Berwick. Thank you.
I just want to make one quick comment.
Close it back.
Just want to make one quick closing comment.
It's not closing yet.
It's not close. Okay. Well, I am. But my under Susan's direction, put all this together all years in the making. It was kind of like this project. She never gave up when, man, this is never going to happen. But I want to thank my staff. We got Tori here. Shelley was, I don't know if she's here. She's probably still holding down the fort back there. Mike Noblock. It was a tremendous team effort to pull all this. This was not easy. What we did, we accomplished all the way up to now through today, and then we have tomorrow. But once again, Cindy, thanks for all you did on this project. Thank you.
Thank you, Mac. In a few minutes, we're going to cut a ribbon in celebration of the reopening of the river and the success of our specialty-built dredge. It was to be followed by a demonstration, but you're actually kind of watching that demo right now. So if you have any questions, I'm sure that Mr. John McVeigh can answer once we're done about what's going on out there. But before we cut the ribbon, we did want to issue a few more thank yous. First of all, for U.S. Department of Transportation, the team from MARAD was the one who helped us to kind of get this thing off the ground and made some excellent suggestions, and they've been a huge help. So thank you to you gentlemen. Also, we want to thank our Army Corps of Engineers, New Orleans, Vicksburg districts, and the headquarters for all the support that you give us, for being here today and throughout the year, especially when you worked with us to develop this new concept for channel maintenance. You didn't give up on us either, so thank you for that. We want to thank Senator Kennedy and Cassidy's offices and and Congressman Clay Higgins' office for all of the support that you give us with funding and supporting these efforts that we ask you to do so in the legislature. So thank you for that. Also, Senator Alland's office and Representative Denny St. Blanc and Beryl Almaday, because they do help to support us throughout the year as well. Thank you to Mr. Hidalgo and Mr. Bodian for working with Bryce, because you were a big part of making this happen as well, so thanks to you. And also our friends from the media for being here today and helping to get the word out. I think Mac wanted to come up to do one final thank you. No, I'm going to give it
Okay. Well, I'm back.
You thought you were done.
I like a microphone. I don't walk away from one. But just real quick, one of the things too, we mentioned all these people we're thankful for. I'm very thankful for the commission we've had. They've been very supportive. So a lot of thanks goes out to the Morgan City Port Commission for staying the course. I always told them the truth. If it was bad news, there was a lot of bad news for a long time, but we were going to stay the course, and they stayed supportive of me and our efforts and everything, and that's where we got here today. Y'all see the dredge running out there. Josh, come on up here. If anybody has questions, what's going on, how much they're pumping, here's the port captain right here. He can tell you what you're seeing or any questions that you might have. So I'm going to turn it over to Josh.
Didn't know I was doing this, but hello.
I'm taking care of you, buddy.
Yeah, buddy. I didn't expect anything less. So right now we're pumping about 65,000 gallons a minute. Not much density right now. We're not digging too deep, so it's just pumping water. Engine RPMs are probably around 1,500. Jet RPMs are around 1,200 right now, just to do a demo. Heads are at about 13 feet deep right now, so if you have any technical questions or anything that I may be able to answer, I'm happy to. If you just want to kind of enjoy what you've already been seeing for 40 minutes, you can do that too. But what we will do is, if everybody's had a good feel of seeing it pump, we can actually pick the heads up and show you the jets. There's 32 independent jet nozzles that are actually seemingly pressure washing the bottom, the nautical bottom, and that's breaking up the material, agitating it, which then gets pumped up to those big arms that are on the stern of the vessel, pushes it through the Y, and then you can see the discharge pipe that goes up top. The tallest pipe drops down and then disperses it over the side. So I can give the guys the word if you want to see the jets, if nobody has any questions about that, and we'll roll from there. Thank you. Thank you, Mac. Thank you.
Okay, so we are about to cut the ribbon, but one final announcement. We are hosting the dinner reception back at the Port's EOC. That'll begin at 5:45. If you rode the bus here, it'll be leaving ahead of schedule. And so I think dinner will be about 5:30, begin to be served about 5:30, so might leave a little early. And then if you drove here, you can drive on back and join us for dinner. And so now, let's get the ribbon cut.
And I am Brady Borrell coming to you live now from the Port of Morgan City, where they are having the ribbon cutting, the ceremony to mark the opening of the dredging here on the Atchafalaya River. Of course, this is 2 years past due to COVID, some other situations that delayed this event. I know there are some questions, and we are, as soon as they snip the ribbon, Mr. John McVeigh, he is the president of Bryce Civil Contractors, is going to walk over here. We're going to ask some questions, the difference between this dredging and other dredging. So we'll get to speak to him shortly. We're going to go out there and cover that ribbon cutting, and then we're going to come back and ask some questions. I know some of you have those questions and definitely want to get those answered. And again, we're going to interview Mr. John McVeigh. He is the president of Bryce Civil Contractors, the company that is responsible for the dredging of the Atchafalaya River Bar Channel. He's going to answer some questions because I know we are getting comments from those, and let's see if we can go ahead and grab him right now. Of course, they are sharing pieces of the ribbon, and rightfully so, to commemorate the occasion. Of course, as I said, this is about 2 years past due to COVID, and they've been trying to. Mr. John McVeigh, the president of Bryce Civil Contractors, explained that, of course, dredging happens all year long here in the Atchafalaya River, but this one's a little bit different. The Bar Channel, exactly what is different? What is the process here?
So the primary difference is that what we do is it's a suction dredge that side casts it to the side. So we use only one vessel versus a number of vessels and other technologies. So it's a specialized material. It's called fluff, and it's light in comparison to sand. So we suck it from the bottom, ship it, shoot it off to the side like you see behind me, and then the current from the river takes it out to the Gulf. That eliminates having to transport that by vessel.
And obviously we see dredges all the time in Berwick Bay between the bridges. What are they doing? Are they pretty much taking care of that channel? You guys take care of the main bar channel. Is that what happens?
Yeah, we've got the lower bar channel, which is about 12 miles. And so we're on that 12 miles pretty much 24/7 as we operate. And if we were to stop operating, it fills in about 3 feet per month. And so if we stop, the channel fills up right away. If you look in Berwick, they'll go out there for, let's say, 6 to 8 weeks at a time, pump it down into the channel, and then they move on. This is a 24-hour, 365 job that we do.
And once you clear this up, is that going to be ongoing maintenance that will be needed, or is it something that should remain semi-permanent?
We think the best solution is to continue operation in perpetuity. It's roughly 30% the cost of other dredging technologies, and so this is relatively affordable. We can go 3 years for about the price of something that would be just 3 or 6 months long. Those guys have a place, and our little place is 12 miles in the lower Atchafalaya.
And what is the cost of this project?
Basically, we get about $1,500 an hour to operate, and in order to get paid, we have to flow at least, depends on the density, but flow about 55 to 60,000 gallons per minute, and the density has to be 1.21 or higher.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And I'm Brady Borrell coming to you live from the Port of Morgan City. It is the dredging ceremony. A couple of years past due, they were finally able to have this ceremony to mark the occasion of them starting to dredge out the Bar Channel and the lower Atchafalaya River. I'm Brady Borrell for 95.3 FM KQKI, your local news and sports leader. Have a great afternoon.